Hey there, you beautiful souls. Do you want something or someone really, really badly to the point where you're getting obsessive over it or them? Well, today we're going to talk about why we get to an obsessive state and how to stop those ruminating thoughts for so many mental, physical, and especially spiritual benefits. So to anybody who's never been here before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell from Blissful Home and Body, and I'm here to help you guys set sacred space and get to your highest and greatest self. So let's get started. I am really going to approach this from a point of view which most people have obsessive thoughts, which is about a specific person within your life. But really, you can put anything in here. This could be money. This could be a job. This could be a state or status in life. All of these things get to an obsessive point for the same reasons. And then we're going to talk about how to stop obsessing for many benefits to ourselves. The primary one being that when we are being obsessive, we are doing the opposite of magnetizing them or it to us. There are many reasons why we can start getting obsessive over someone or something within our lives. I am going to just kind of hit upon some of the main ones which people tend to experience. So why do people get to an obsessive state? Well, it usually comes down to one of a couple of factors. The primary one being that when we believe that a person or thing is going to fill some sort of insecurity or void that you have within yourself. As an example, sometimes somebody who is fairly shy or withdrawn will become very enamored by and then get to an obsessive point over somebody who shows a lot of charm or charisma or that more extrovert personality, because it triggers within them this idea that if I'm with that person, it will help to fulfill something that you are missing within yourself. The second reason why we can get to those more obsessive states is because our fear of loss has been triggered. Believe it or not, our fear of loss is felt much more deeply than our desire to gain. That is why when we feel someone pulling back from us or feel as if something is slipping away from us, that we have that desire to grasp onto it and hold it tighter because it keeps us in that comfortable state. But that can trigger some very compulsive thoughts and behaviors. And then the third thing that we're going to discuss, at least for today, as to why someone can get to a very fixated or obsessive thought pattern, especially when it comes to a person, is because you have put that person on a pedestal. A lot of times it's very easy to build this persona around somebody, and you don't truly see them for who they actually are. But you've built this almost larger than life character or a life that will go on with that person because you're not seeing them for their true human selves. You're not seeing the flaws within them. And the problem with this is that when you put somebody on a pedestal and you don't see them for who they really are, that one, if you do end up with that person, you've now built them into something that they're not. And you're giving them expectations that they can't actually meet. But also that puts you in a very lopsided energetic state because you then have this almost unworthiness because you know yourself and all of your human and flawed qualities, even as beautiful as they are, but you don't see the flaws within that individual. And you're building up a life that doesn't really exist. So then when you put somebody on a pedestal, or you build out this person or life that doesn't really exist, a lot of times it goes back to that first reason why you can become obsessive with somebody, because you then believe, and this could be conscious or subconscious, that they will fulfill something within you that you are missing or that is void within your own life. But again, a lot of times these things don't really exist. It is that ideal person or scenario that you've built up within your own mind. And this is not good for so many reasons, but the primary one being the time and energy that you spend building up this person or this life that you have within your own mind could be spent pushing back on yourself or putting back into yourself, which is my first suggestion when it comes to helping you stop obsessing. Take that time and energy that you are expending towards another person and turn it back on yourself so that you can work on finding out what you feel as if you are missing or areas of growth that you wish to work on. Because when you start to work on those, it helps to level out that energy. One, it allows you to see them in their true and authentic self instead of putting them on a pedestal. But also, you start to work on yourself. You build yourself back up, figuring out what you need to turn around and pour back into you so that you can work on that healing and growth. And then when you deeply hold on to somebody who doesn't value you, it significantly overshadows your self-esteem and your self-worth, which is the opposite of where we want to go. Remember, just because somebody doesn't see the value within you doesn't mean that it's not there. Anybody should be absolutely delighted to be with and cherish you. And if they can't see that, that goes back to that they are just another human being and they are flawed. So they may not always see all of the value within you, but that doesn't matter. They are not what is important. You are. So you want to really work on that self-worth and self-esteem in order to build yourself up, because you're an amazing human being. And if they can't see that, well, that's on them, not you. So this is where I ask you, if this video is resonating with you, please think about hitting that like button, as it really does help out small channels like this. And if you feel like you're resonating with the message or with me, consider subscribing, because that's what this channel is all about, helping others to build you to your highest and greatest self. Which leads me to my number one tip of getting out of those more obsessive or ruminating thoughts, which is level out that pedestal. Take them off the pedestal and stop building them into an ideal person, because I guarantee they're not. They still have all of the same body functions as every other human being. They still have good and bad days, and they still have pluses and minuses within their character. That's called being human. and then work on yourself. Work on boosting your self-esteem and your self-worth. Know the areas of yourself that you are working on and trying to grow, and lift yourself up in order to balance that pedestal out. And then some last tips that I have in order to help get you out of those more obsessive thoughts or states. First, if you can talk through it with somebody and allow them to be an outside source or opinion, it can sometimes help you to bring that person off of a pedestal, so that way you can see them as they really are in all of their human flaws. And then get busy. Do something, whether that is out and about or working on something within your own home or space. But when your mind sits idle, it is so easy to go to those ruminating thoughts or obsessive behaviors. So do something in order to take your mind away from it. And I highly suggest you work to build yourself within this category. Find ways that you can pour back into yourself and help yourself grow in order to, again, level out that pedestal. I deeply hope that this video has helped you, because being in an obsessive state truly can be torture. If it has, again, I would ask that you hit that like button, because it really does help out small channels like this, and consider subscribing here, because this community is all about me helping you guys get through the areas that I've stumbled on and learned from in order to build that bright, beautiful life. So with that, I will say I am sending you all so much light and love, and I hope you all stay well, my friends.